Unreal down here. So it's the last day of Comic-Con, Sunday. Usually Sundays are a little bit slower. I went down here to get some last minute video footage, take some pics. It is still packed. You gotta check out this spot, one of the best spots I've probably ever seen. Yesterday was the day I did the YouTube live. It was a lot hotter. So you gotta check this Mandalorian out.
Stop the show, Weezy! Hey, Weez! I just got $20 from this French white lady all the way from Ocean Beach. Make some noise for Ocean Beach!
This is so good for all the businesses down here. I mean, every single restaurant, every single bar, every seat is full. I mean, there's crowds everywhere. There's still lines to get into whatever, some of the exhibits that are still open. This has been a really good Comic-Con here. I don't know how some of those cosplayers, people in costumes do it. I mean, it's got to be in the 80s, like low 80s right now. It's not really humid, but it's definitely a little warmer than normal. Those bubs we just went by, I tell you, cold beer really doesn't sound super awful at the moment. That being said, we're heading back because we gotta get back to business. What's going on? Hello. Comic-Con brings in roughly 130,000 people into San Diego. 130,000 visitors. That's a lot of people, but the truth is San Diego is a tourist town. But what if you're in town for something else? What if you're in town, let's say, in one of the other 51 weeks during the year? Check out Cooper, he's snoozing away on the couch. I'm gonna give you 10 places that I think you need to visit if you're planning a trip to San Diego, and stick around to the very end because I'm gonna drop an 11th bonus place that I definitely think you don't wanna miss. And if you already live here, hey, there's no excuse. These are places you should have already visited. If you haven't already, make sure you get out there and check them out. They're right in your own backyard. All right, so place number one, I think for me, is gonna be, you need to check out Little Italy. Technically, it's part of downtown San Diego, but it's really got its own neighborhood vibes going on. It's gonna have some of the best Italian food in the entire San Diego County. You're gonna have bakeries, there's gonna be little wine bars, boutiques, shops, all kinds of fun things to do and places to spend the day. The main thoroughfare through Little Italy is going to be India Street, without a doubt. That's where you're going to see that famous Little Italy sign. Some of my favorite restaurants and places to go on India Street are going to be Mona Lisa. They have a deli and a restaurant. Both are excellent. Barbusa, if you want to get a little more fancy. You're going to have Manila, which is amazing Italian food. Philippines. You're also gonna have the Princess Pub, which is an awesome little British pub set in the middle of Little Italy. And you have to mention Born and Raised, probably one of the best steakhouses in the entire San Diego County. There's also gonna be a super popular farmer's market on Saturdays. There's also more of like a locals market on Wednesdays, but it's not near as big as the one on Saturdays. There is a nightlife scene in Little Italy. It tends to shut down a little bit earlier than, let's say, like the Gaslamp Quarter. You're gonna see a mixed an age range of people in their 30s, 40s, and up. You see a little bit of the 20s crowd, but not so much. Number two for me is gonna be, you need to get out and visit the Torrey Pines State Reserve. This is gonna be a near 2,000 acre state oceanfront reserve. You're gonna have hiking trails, sweeping ocean views. It's incredible. There's actually a hang glider port. The little quick history for you, the reserve is dedicated to preserving the Torrey Pine. There's about 4.5 miles of hiking trails throughout the park, and of course you're gonna have about a 4.5 mile stretch of beach. You can drive your car in and park there, but they're gonna charge you for that. So what I do is, I get close to the park and I drive around and I'll find a parking spot as close as I can. I'm usually there to hike anyway, so parking a little ways away is no big deal because I'm there to walk. He's still snoozing. Number three for me is gonna be a place that I talk about a lot. It's gonna be Mission Beach, but it's gonna be Belmont Park. Belmont Park is an amusement park built for visitors and tourists, and I guess locals. You can spend the day there. It's a lot of fun. It kind of it reminds me of going to like the San Diego Fair. It's got fair kind of vibes, but it's there 365 days a year. If you're anywhere near Mission Beach, you're not gonna miss it. It's very easy to see from far distances because you're gonna see the Giant Dipper, which is the world famous wooden roller coaster. It's one of the top 10 like oldest wooden roller coasters in the world, actually. The park is gonna be right on the main boardwalk there, so you're right on the sand in the ocean, so the views are incredible. There's a couple different restaurants. You're gonna have Cannonball for sushi. Draft is like a gastropub, so you can get food there as well. And you're also gonna have the Beach House, which is a very popular open air outside bar setup. 4 is gonna be a place I talk about all the time, and you probably know this if you've been watching my videos. It's gonna be Petco Park, home of the San Diego Padres. So what you need to know about the ballpark, and you don't have to be a baseball fan to have a good time there. So it was just rated the #1 ballpark in the country, well, I guess outside the country too, because we have baseball in Canada, and Major League Baseball. So it's a very nice place and a fun place to be. It's inside, the dining options are incredible. Some of the more popular restaurants in San Diego are gonna have a presence there, such as Seaside Market from Cardiff. You're also gonna have Hodad's, one of the best hamburgers, I think, on the planet. In addition, craft beer is big in San Diego, so craft beer is big at Petco Park. A lot of the local breweries have a presence in the ballpark, so you can enjoy all the craft beer that San Diego has to offer as well. Not to mention, you're gonna have a Major League Baseball game going in the background. If baseball is your thing, you're gonna absolutely love the ballpark. Pro tip: when there isn't a game going on, you can actually schedule a tour for I think it's $20 or $25 last time I looked, but they're gonna take you inside and outside the entire ballpark. You get to see stuff that the normal public never gets to see. Number 5 for me is gonna be visiting the U.S.S. Midway Museum, which is a decommissioned Navy aircraft carrier that's open to the public as a museum. You're gonna get to go inside the carrier, you're gonna go in the hangars, you get to go on the top deck, like the flight deck. They're gonna have different airplanes and helicopters up there that you can check out. You can go to the bridge if you want. You can go all over the entire aircraft carrier. Super fascinating. They also have events up there. So they had the Top Gun 2 Maverick. They had the premiere and screening there. They actually had Tom Cruise landed on the deck in a helicopter. He was flying the helicopter, kind of crazy. It's an awesome experience. Highly recommended you check it out. Number 6 is gonna be checking out San Diego Bay in general. I've done a video on this before where I actually rode one of the harbor cruises. The big cruise companies that do it down here take you for like a bay cruise would be Hornblower or Flagship, or there are smaller companies and options and private options as well. So it's a lot of fun, it's super informative. The one I usually take is gonna be the Hornblower. I'm not saying it's better than the others, it just happens to be the one that I started with, so it's still the one I use. But basically it's a 2-hour tour. You can do 1 hour, but I recommend doing 2. So they're gonna have food and beverages, alcohol for the adults. You start off, you go south, which is gonna take you past all the Navy ships and the different vessels, and when you come back from that, you have a chance to hop off if you want, or if you stay on, you can keep going and you go up north on the bay. So this is going to show you like the Marine Corps recruiting depot. You're going to go past like Shelter Island, Harbor Island. They're going to show you more history on Coronado. You're going to be able to see all the helicopters. You're going to be able to see the airstrip, like fighter jets. Usually you can see like the nuclear submarine port is at the very end of the bay, and usually there's at least 1 or 2 subs in there, at least from the times that I've been by, so you get to see those. It's a lot of fun. You learn a ton about San Diego and the bay. Okay, so number 7 and number 8 are gonna go kind of hand in hand. So I'll talk about 7 and then I think you'll get why they go hand in hand. So number 7 is gonna be go check out Balboa Park. Just to give you an idea of how big this is, if you combine Central Park in New York and Millennium Park in Chicago, it still wouldn't be as big as Balboa Park. There's gonna be over 30 museums to check out, cultural centers. The San Diego Zoo is gonna be there. That's gonna be number 8. We're gonna get to that in a second. There's a botanical garden, Japanese friendship garden. There's an outdoor auditorium, like an outdoor organ. There's all kinds of events that are happening there all the time. It is so much fun to explore and hang out. There's gonna be restaurants there. It's just a massive place and definitely worth checking out. Number 8 is gonna be the San Diego Zoo. I think most people have heard of probably heard of the San Diego Zoo. If you're in San Diego, it's pretty much a must see. I would dedicate probably at least half the day to get everything in and to see everything. There's over 12,000 different animals and rare, like endangered species. They're gonna have shows, presentations. Certain times of year it's open at night, so a lot you can go out and you can see the nocturnal animals. You know how it goes, you go to the zoo sometimes and a lot of the animals don't come out in the daytime, so you don't get to see them. There's gonna be plenty of restaurants throughout the park and different places to grab a snack, and the best part is there's also gonna be plenty of places for the adults to get an adult beverage. Number 9 is gonna be visit La Jolla, more specifically, go check out La Jolla Cove. This is gonna be the area, if you've seen in the news, where if you've seen like where the people are like inches away from like seals and sea lions, this is where that is happening. In addition to being on one of the most scenic and panoramic viewpoints of the ocean that you've probably ever seen, you're also gonna have a massive like shopping district there off Prospect Street, a lot of famous stores. They're even gonna have the chain stores, lots and lots of things to do, walk around and check out. But the primary attraction is gonna be the seals and the sea lions for sure. So you can go down to the rocks. You can actually go down to the sand where the seals and sea lions are. I personally don't like to do that because I feel like you're disturbing the wildlife and probably stressing the animals out a little bit. You're also gonna have kayak rentals nearby. You can go out and paddle. So there's certain parts of La Jolla too you can go and see. There's gonna be big groupings of like sharks, like leopard sharks and whatnot, and other sharks, so be vigilant. There's gonna be high-end restaurants in the area, art galleries. It's a small enough area, you can go down there and you can walk around. It's gonna be a little bit of a hill, the separation between the Prospect shopping and a quick drop to where the park is and then the ocean and the cliffs, but doable. Number 10 is gonna be go check out Sunset Cliffs. I'm telling you, there's probably no more photograph place for postcards than Sunset Cliffs. Views, you absolutely have to check out in person to believe. It's probably gonna be San Diego's most popular spot to be for like a sunset or maybe like a sunrise. That was Lucy, the poodle. Apparently she wanted to join Coop on the couch. You do need to be careful. So there is a trail that goes along like the cliff and the water right there. It can be a little bit treacherous at times. So I know some people go there at night, but you need to be careful. And my bonus place you need to visit is going to be, can you guess? Can you guess? Maybe you already guessed. It's gonna be, you need to go check out Coronado or Coronado Island. Technically, it's a peninsula, not an island, but that's okay. You're gonna find hotels, you're gonna find resorts, you're gonna find one of the best beaches, rated one of the best beaches in the world. I still don't know if I buy that, but it's a nice beach. Coronado Beach is excellent. They're gonna have a dog beach, you're gonna have restaurants, you're gonna have shops along Orange Avenue, big parks to check out. You can actually take the ferry over. So if let's say you're staying in like downtown San Diego, maybe one of the resort hotels like the Hyatt or the Marriott, you can walk right outside onto the Baywalk there, and you can take a ferry from 2 different locations in downtown, and you can shoot right over to Coronado. Very easy. Once you get to Coronado, it's pretty walkable. Obviously, once you're in Coronado, you don't want to miss the Hotel del Coronado, probably the most famous thing in Coronado, so you want to check that out. And don't forget, I'd say about half the Coronado is for the public and tourists and people who live there and things to check out and see and enjoy your time. But the other half of Coronado is the naval base. Have you seen Top Gun? A lot of it was filmed. The first one and the sequel, Maverick, was filmed at that naval base. All right, so hopefully that gives you an idea of what to check out. Maybe if you're planning to visit San Diego, maybe you weren't planning to visit San Diego, now maybe you are. Hopefully that helps you out just a little bit. Kind of made me think of it earlier when I was cruising around the Comic-Con crowds and whatnot. I thought, does everybody here, do they know where to go? Do they realize there's stuff to do outside of the Gaslamp Quarter, the Convention Center, and Comic-Con? This is like, woo! What do you think? What do you think? Is this gonna be too red, too red, too red? Comic-Con! Comic-Con! All right, so this is gonna be where you lay B-roll, because you're looking at the camera. Philippines, you're also gonna have the, you see a little bit of the 20-something crowd, but I would say mostly it tends, whew, I need some water. Okay, last one. Thank Thank you so much for watching my video and making it this far. If you found this content entertaining or informative, maybe you would consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. You can click this little guy right here. That would do that for you. And if you're looking for your next video or two to watch, I would suggest maybe one of these. So have an amazing day, and I will see you on the next one.